Magazine speed loader. It can be difficult to load a rifle magazine, especially with a huge capacity and a high spring pressure, forcing the rounds to the top of the magazine. A variety of gadgets, sometimes referred to as speed loaders but mostly known as magazine loaders, are available to make this task easier. The most basic are low-cost devices that depress the top of the round in the magazine, allowing the next round to be partially inserted without applying any pressure. These are sometimes known as thumb savers, as they are focused on loading convenience rather than speed. Consequently, the magazine speed loader was invented to offer both convenience and speed. This simple device was made from wood to save the stress of having to load a magazine. It's quite simple and will be a very good upgrade to the traditional magazine loaders. Plastic shredder. With skyrocketing plastic production and a low level of recycling, tons of plastic enter the ocean each year, enough to cover every foot of coastline on the planet. The flow of plastics into our environment has reached crisis proportions, and the evidence is most clearly on display in our oceans. Plastic garbage has accumulated to the point where it's become a serious environmental and social problem. Fortunately, innovative techniques for the disposal of plastic trash have been developed to combat plastic pollution. With the introduction of a plastic shredder, you can cut the plastic into smaller pieces so that it can be granulated. Shredders, unlike plastic granulators, are meant for larger plastic waste, such as vehicle bumpers, pipes, drums, and other materials that are too large for granulators. However, large plastic pieces are fed into the shredder as part of the procedure. Blades break down the plastic into smaller fragments at a slower speed than a granulator. The Porsche 996 hoverboard. The days of whizzing through traffic on skateboards and rollerblades are long gone with this invention of a motorized, self-balancing gadget. Hoverboards are the newest trends, while skateboards and rollerblades are still popular. In fact, they are not only cool and entertaining to ride, but they're also a practical form of personal transportation, especially in a confined space. The hoverboard shown is made in a Spanish studio called Bell & Bell. However, the Porsche 996 has a very unique feature that distinguishes it from other hoverboards. It has backlights and an integrated voice assistant. Water car Panther. Presently, most people still think aquatic vehicles only exist as fiction, despite the daily exponential advancement in technology. Yes, there are a plethora of such vehicles on the market. It may appear to be a regular four-wheeler on the road, but when water is present, it magically transforms into a water-going aquatic vehicle. This is one of the latest amphibious vehicles with ability to move on land and water. The vehicle is made of lightweight materials and fiberglass for efficiency and speed. It's designed to convey 4 people at most, and it has a maximum speed of 55 miles per hour on land and 44 miles per hour in the water. Lift. Construction lifts are extremely powerful machines. Construction lifts such as boom lifts, scissor lifts, and forklifts, and other types of man lifts and aerial lifts that have an aerial platform supported by some form of extension. There is always an aerial lift for any job, whether you need a raised work platform or the capacity to access a high workspace. They can assist with everything such as moving items and tools during construction. The lift displayed is a pulley system designed to assist building construction and transport working materials to the top. It is made of wood and relies on the force applied by the user to lift those items. Paratrike. Adventurous activities gained popularity in America, and it is not difficult to see why. Today, the state is filled with more than just random hotels, shopping malls, and restaurants. It also has a few adventurous places where visitors can partake in a variety of activities. If you're wondering what paratriking is all about, then you're in for a real treat. A paratrike is defined by its security and stability in all situations, speed, high takeoff weight, flawless takeoff behavior, and great performance. The fast, lightweight, and dynamic paratrikes have 2 proven wings that have become industry standard. It has a power outfit of about 17 horsepower and weighs about 105 pounds, making it easy for transport. The goal of these superior gliders was to provide security and stability in all flying phases and unexpected scenarios. With this invention, you can enjoy beautiful landscapes under your feet. You will also get to feel the freedom of a bird in your skin. Tractor. Since automakers started competing to make the most technologically advanced vehicles that are comfortable and provide great performance, they had to raise the specs of their vehicles. Many inventions are brought into existence from improvised material. This homemade tractor, for example, it uses an 8-horsepower engine which makes it very easy for the lightweight vehicle to move. Most of its parts were gathered together from scraps and unused materials. The steering was made from a heating boiler and the seats are made of wood. Vespa Extreme Modify. Every year, hundreds of Indonesians congregate to commemorate the passion of the world-famous Italian scooter. In this thick tropical heat of Indonesia, wheelers throng the streets, throbbing through congested traffic. Indonesia boasts one of the world's largest Vespa fan communities, in a country where more than 85% of the population owns a scooter. The Vespa Extreme Modify is one of the most amazing Vespa vehicles to be created. It's a cross-invention comprising of a motorcycle and a cart. This innovation seems to be a little bit more advanced than the usual scooter as it can carry several people at once. Hovercraft. The hovercraft's underlying concepts are deceptively simple. Hovercrafts are a lot of fun and a great way to demonstrate the power of moving air. However, giving your hovercraft propulsion is necessary, but it allows the rider to move the craft on its own and sort of provide some directional control. This is an innovative hovercraft made out of very simple and cheap materials. To begin with, you will need rotors that will then be connected to an engine or a couple of engines to channel air down and generate lift. They also drive air via a huge rudder to create forward motion and directional control. It's composed of wooden sheets and a durable plastic-coated fabric that was used for the air pad. Can press. The purpose of this invention is to reduce the amount of wasted storage space occupied by the massive volume of used aluminum cans in commercial establishments. Usually, the can crusher machine is mostly operated by manual effort and time. Thus, the automatic can press has the main goal to reduce the original volume of empty, used aluminum cans in a more effective, faster, and effortless manner, as well as to build a low-cost equipment suitable for the small industry application. However, the can press actually stands out due to its ergonomic and innovative design. The can press makes it incredibly easy to crush cans. One unique feature of this device is the presence of a container that automatically holds crushed cans. This made it far ahead of the other can crushers, especially when comparing average cans crushed per minute. Backyard 4.2G. There is more fun to life than just walking. Various inventions such as roller coaster rides have added diving, twisting, and speeding to make it a little bit more fun. For instance, this mini roller coaster is a real-time work of art created from simple materials. The Backyard 4.2G is one of the most innovative and iconic roller coasters ever made. Although it might not be the fastest coaster in the world, it is capable of causing stomach-flipping experiences. The tracks are made of wood and the user is protected with a seatbelt to prevent him from falling off the track. Although the track is short, it is capable of providing a fun-filled moment for a few seconds. Landwalker. Alternatively, you might be watching the early morning news and see that the presenter is a robot. Nowadays, the whole robotic theory seems to appear more like a contemporary fact rather than a fantasy or vision from the future. More and more companies are developing highly human-looking robots that will work closely with humans. As a result, it should come as no surprise that these robots are designed to appear and act as closely as possible like people. The Landwalker is one hell of an invention that is designed to look and appear as closely as possible like humans. This two-legged exoskeleton robot has a cockpit and two cannons which are mounted on the arms for shooting rubber balls. Stance trike. The stance trike that is recently known started off as a drift trike. Over the years, we started seeing drift trikes make a comeback in the shape of metal-framed replicas with cheap price tags. Simple tricycles with slick wheels that drifted with a little pedaling were invented. The stance trike is a hybrid tricycle that is equipped with features of a go-kart and a bicycle. It was created with a unicycle, more specifically the footfork, wheels, and pedals. It was easy to construct as it requires only a minimum amount of cheap materials. Steam engine car. Another invention that always appears to have one more antecedent is the vehicle. Nicolas Cugnot, a French inventor, created the first steam-powered car we know about in 1769. It was a big three-wheeled vehicle designed to transport cannon and move the speed of a walk. Previously, cars were propelled by compressed air and springs. Here is a vehicle powered by a steam engine. It is surprising to see that the steam engine cars still exist after so many decades. This vehicle can be used for a whole lot of transportation in farms and other companies. The Furphy Wheel. Roasting a cow or a whole pig might be a difficult task, right? It definitely takes a lot of energy and time, especially when you don't have the adequate tools for handling it. With this invention, you can roast a whole pig without breaking a sweat. Initially, it started out as a tool powered up by a solar pump. During this time, it consisted of a few empty cans and a bicycle wheel moving around in a consistent form. Below the wheel is a water tank that fills up with cans with water in an orderly manner. However, what started off as solar-powered grill now has advanced into a wind-powered automatic grill. This time, it's composed of hundreds of cans arranged in an order that will form a windmill. Mini Food Processor. There's no greater feeling than having the best food processor to make life in the kitchen a little easier. When you have the greatest food processor on your side, cooking at home becomes a piece of cake. These kitchen assistants come in handy and are usually equipped with blades for chopping onions and kneading bread, as well as discs for shredding and slicing vegetables and cheese. However, a lack of this equipment can be really infuriating. But letting your frustrations take over probably won't be very productive. So what do? You make the most out of this very simple and easy-to-make mini food processor. This food processor comes in handy and is made from an electric motor and a battery. Unfortunately, it is very small. On the contrary, this device can be used to blend a small amount of fruit. Phoenix 4. Today's rockets are amazing works of human ingenuity that have their origins in past science and technology. They are the logical result of thousands of years of rocket propulsion development and research. As is so often the case with the development of technology, the early uses were primarily for military purposes. However, the idea of using rockets for space travel grew in the public interest. The evolution of the rocket has made it an indispensable tool in the exploration of space. This has resulted in the introduction of homemade rockets such as Phoenix 4. This rocket was invented by Kurt von Delius and his colleagues, who were all successful in an amazing two-stage flight at XPRS. He considers this flight a successful test to prove the airframe for future flights of larger impulse in the same stack. Also, it is said to accelerate up to 3.5 times the speed of sound. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Now you've seen some mind-blowing homemade projects. Kindly let us know your preferred invention in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.